It'd be Yes, welcome to Bass and Brews podcast. I thought that this would be a good time to be a little more serious for this episode because we do have.
I already hate
we've
this.
got one of our favorite people in the world on
Michele.
With yes, Joe's just the side piece of eye candy.
Yeah.
But I wanted to be a little more professional on this episode. I feel like the last couple we had on, we were a little too unprofessional.
They're a little silly.
They got married afterwards, and everything's working out great. So hopefully it works here. But in the taste of fishing, fishing is a very respectable and very professional type profession.
Mhm.
So I wanted to be a little more on cue with it.
Cool. That's going to be boring as fuck. Hey, real quick before we go any farther, make sure if you want to help support the show, if you'd like to, head to patreon.com/bassandbrews, patreon.com/bassandbrews, and become a producer of the show. I'd also give you access to Last Call with Alex and Paul, the Patreon exclusive live show.
Yeah, what are you guys doing over there now? You guys got subscription thing going on now?
Yeah,
we do. Yeah. You head over to patreon.com/bass.
You guys have grown up in 2 years. Holy crap.
Have. It's been a hot.
Look how I'm dressed. I'm wearing ties on the podcast now.
Oh no, he's not. It's in like a Columbia shirt. It's not even like a shirt you're supposed to wear in ties. It does look. You look like a youth pastor. Like, what's up, homies?
Hold the fuck on.
He's a petty for sure.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Less than 5 minutes in, Joe has cracked the case.
Nope. Both of y'all, they're gone. I ain't having none of that shit on here. I'm monologuing this episode.
This episode.
They can sit in the background and type questions in the comment section. For all I care.
But anyways,
I will tell you this.
Hold on. Head to patreon.com/bassandbrews. Real quick about Last Call. Just make sure people are clear. It's not like this show. We don't have guests. It's actually just Paul and I. We sit there. Last time we talked about, I think we talked about grilling and shitting ourselves. So it's like the sillier parts of the show. There's really no topic. We just kind of bullshit. And it's a great time. We answer whatever questions you guys throw out there.
Chat box. So yes, it is. It's a good time, but it's not a Bass and Brews regular podcast good time because it's just us two.
It's
jackasses.
Different. It's like using your left hand, if you know what I mean. It's different
for sure.
Yeah. Yeah,
what do they call that in Gone in 60 Seconds? The stranger.
The stranger, when you sit on your hand until it's numb, right? And then you use that hand. You can't even tell it's you. It's listen, I was at sea for like 8-10 years of my career. I know about a stranger or two.
Did y'all ever run out of Astroglide? Did you have to use like soap?
Never. You want to know why? Because if you guys head over to astroglide.com, use discount code Bass and Brews, you can save 10%. It's only for bulk orders. So it's got to be 50 gallons or more of Astroglide.
You have to scroll down, and it's called the Diddy order.
Yes, the Diddy order. Yep,
the Diddy order.
And then the last one is we're still running that largemouth bass sale. So head over to your Circle K, go around back. There's going to be a guy smoking close cigarettes. His name's Jamie with a Y. And if you tell him you're from Bass and Brews, he will sell you all the 9-pound largemouth bass caviar that you can eat. So,
hey, Alex,
just let him know.
Speaking of running specials and giving shit away, have you sent any of our
of course
Paul shit stuff?
Stuff
yet?
Of course.
You lying short fuck.
Of course I have. Listen, Paul. I'm not going to deal with it. We have these two wonderful people here. You're dressed up nice. I'm not going to deal with your fucking bullshit tonight. I'm over it.
Hey, well, look, we have one of our favorite guests, Joe
Michele.
Labarbera. Joe Labardera, the Outer Realm. And we're going to let him introduce our other guest that's on here now, because we're super excited. That's the only reason we asked him to be on.
I know.
was
It
for this.
truly was the phone call I got. Hey,
Exactly.
so what are the odds we can get Michele on with you? It was like, with you was like kicked in at the end. I was like, all right, like,
Can I be
sure.
there too?
Like, okay. No, I mean, I wasn't sure if Michele would want to do it or not because she's not
Romanian.
always. Yeah. She's just Michele likes. I don't know. Here's the thing, right? Is that so Michele?
Why don't you let Michele tell us what she likes?
Well, here
I'm the quiet one.
Yeah, I talk enough for both of us.
She has to be the quiet one with Joe around.
That's right. Yeah, nobody can.
Podcast is a big deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do enough. I mean, you guys know. Like, I mean, dude, if there were two of me around, oh my god, I wouldn't have any friends. They'd be like, we can't be around them.
No,
we can't be around them.
No.
Hey,
Joe. Sometimes do you catch yourself just talking in the mirror to yourself and like responding back, and then it's like 45 minutes later, time has slipped away.
It's not like it's not out loud, but like I can be editing or something, and it's like all of a sudden it's like, holy crap, how long have I been sitting here like going through, like I feel like Sheldon Cooper like internally sometimes, you know.
That's the curse. It goes. That's the curse of ADHDers.
Mm-hmm.
Is there's a continuous monologue going on in your head at all times. My wife doesn't understand it. She's like, why don't you just, just focus? I'm like, honey, that's not what I want to call her. But I'm like, honey, I can't fucking just focus. There's a million things going on in here. I can't just focus.
When you guys have those voices in your head, does it have the same accents as you both have?
So it's weird. Like when I used to own a tracker, like back before I like really got into fishing, it was like Mark Zona whenever I was in the boat.
You had a tracker?
It was Mark Zona?
A tracker, like a tracker boat.
Oh, I thought you
like
said
before
a fucking tractor. I'm like,
no, so like
formed.
So like my entire life was like a Bassmaster episode where like Zona was like, and it wasn't intentional. It was just like I couldn't be like going down a line of docks without just like Mark talking about what I was doing. And
Zona's like that would have been a good cast if he wouldn't have fucked up and sent it to the wrong dock.
Like listen to him buck that jig off that pontoon.
Hey, Joe, do you ever create scenarios in your head that probably would never exist? Like confrontational scenarios that you work through that then start to give you a little bit of anxiety and you start getting like mad for nothing?
You ever see like a homeless person run out in front of you before you pass them?
Sure.
Like, and they don't actually move, but like in your head, they're like about to dart out into the road.
No.
Oh yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. What? And you're like, okay, I'll check the mirrors. Like, would I be able to get over real quick? Like if somebody ran out into the street right here?
Yeah. Michele, are you like this as well or no?
I think in a different way.
Okay.
I definitely like make up scenarios in my head.
All right.
I don't know.
It's usually
this is the first time
Joe
I've been the
scream
sane
at me
person.
if I oh yeah.
Yeah, this is the first time I've been the most sane on a podcast.
Oh, dude, ADHD is mental illness. It's in the DSM-5 for a reason.
I still don't believe ADHD.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
dude, I'm a wackadoodle, bro.
Like, speaking of ADHD and wackadoodle,
yeah.
Has Michele ever listened to any of the episodes you've been on?
I don't know.
I don't listen to podcasts.
Okay.
No, but I mean, like, I know you went and watched a bunch of the stuff that I had done, or was it just Andy's podcast? No.
She lied.
Yeah.
He was like,
or she just lied to me about it.
She was like, I watched that.
So oblivious to this world.
It's all right.
She pretends to be.
Okay.
She's not as oblivious anymore.
This is why I ask is Joe's been on the podcast, I think 3 times. And the first 2 times, Alex wasn't present. It was just Joe and I, and we randomly went live.
Yeah.
And the time that he was on with Alex, I believe was it last year's end of year kegger?
Yeah.
Or 2 years ago.
I think it was 2 years ago.
Yeah. You were on end of year kegger. Well, let me tell you something, Michele. are we saying that name properly? Because it's only got one L in it, and I thought it was Michele instead of Michelle.
It's spelled the French way.
Remember,
Michele.
she's just from Pennsylvania, not Romania or Poland or none of that shit.
Oh,
she's just
French
from
Dutch?
Pennsylvania.
French Dutch. She says it's French Dutch.
Yeah.
Michele. Well, Michele.
Those are the Amish. Hold on. Those are the Amish who are just super rude to people. They're like, I'll build your house, you filthy swine. Damn French Dutch.
Where's my
sorry to all the Amish people listening to us. My bad.
Hey, they could be in the barn with their iPod on downloading Bass and Brews. You never know.
I fucking
Let me
hope
get
so.
to this fucking story, please, for Michele, because this is going to set the tone for the rest of the podcast. All right. Joe is one of our listeners' favorite guests. He has quite a couple handfuls of one-liners. But there is one viral one-liner that will live in infamy. And I can already tell that Joe does not want this to be said, but it's happening.
Oh, no, I don't care.
Okay. All right, good. One liner that lives in infamy on Bass and Brews, and this might be one of the most played ones we've ever had.
I think I showed it to her.
Of us, have you?
I think you guys repost it I don't know, once a year or so. I think I showed it to her.
Yo, man, when we get a video that hits 10K or plus, we're releasing that shit every single. We learned that from Big Booty Bailey, who has replayed that alligator clip every month.
Yeah.
Once a month.
Reposts that fucking alligator clip, and I'm done with it, Bailey. You have the best ass in fishing, but you got to stop with the alligator clip.
Yeah.
Done.
It's done.
But,
well, Michele, would you like to hear the one-liner? I'm going to play Joe.
Oh, you have? Oh, you're going to do it. I thought you had it queued up, because you're all professional right
awesome.
now. It would have been awesome.
We're not going to cue this up. I'm going to replay the thing. I'm going to do my best Joe voice to do it.
He's pulling a Cletus.
I'm going to do my best. All right. Are y'all ready?
Yes.
I got ADHD, and I it's probably undiagnosed. But if it ain't bass or boomies, I don't care about it.
Yeah.
It was pretty good, dude. It was pretty good. It's almost hard to laugh because it was pretty good.
Joe's get me out of this podcast. This is why I haven't been on in 2 years.
No, not at all. Not at all. I know what I'm getting into every time I agree with this.
Look, when he said that shit, I lost it. And then Alex obviously wasn't there, but he was still in the hotels being able to make clips. And I didn't even say anything about it. And he was like, dude, this is shit. But
I randomly found it. Yeah,
Michele, this was one of our greatest.
That would have been the first one to show up on an Opus clip download,
It would be now, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thanks for reminding me. I keep paying for that subscription, but then never go back to it to get those clips.
I know. I've been paying. I paid for it for a year, and
well, you got a Clint now.
Do better
just clip everything for you. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I can do it so much faster and better on my own now that it's whatever. Yeah. But it was nice there in the beginning. It was a time saver.
It's pretty good now. I mean, it does pick out. I think it's really funny. Another sidetrack. I think it's funny what it picks out. So if you guys don't know, it's opus.ai, I think is the website. You can put a long form video. It's actually really good for podcasts. You can do captions, and it'll kind of clip funny parts, and it'll actually move the camera to focus on the speaker. It's pretty neat, right? I love what the AI thinks is important about a Bass and Brews episode, because it'll find that one nugget of actual fishing. But then I'm I spent 30 minutes talking about Bailey's ass. How did you not find that in that clip? Yeah. To where it would have been funny. So then I have to scrub through, and it'll be this is the worst clip. And it's just me talking about bouncing quarters off Bailey's big bodacious buns. Right. And that's the clip I want. That's the Bass and Brews clip.
You have an unhealthy relationship with his butt.
It's healthy, man. It's healthy.
Okay. So this is the thing though, is Bailey is one of the most uniquely shaved humans on the planet. And I don't know if it's because he's he pedal pirates for a living on that
Right.
kayak, or if it's
Ex-hockey
the ex-lacrosse, I thought it was.
It was hockey.
Hockey.
No. Was
Yeah,
it?
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Ass like that, it's got to be hockey.
I swear, maybe. I thought
I've
it
never
was.
seen an ass like
I
that.
swear
Eminem
I've seen
circa
his lacrosse
2010.
helmet. He used to have it in his studio.
Yeah, but he might have played lacrosse, but you don't. All lacrosse players are skinny bitches. This,
No.
yes,
No,
That's
no.
wrong. That's
Bailey's,
so wrong.
Look, he might have played lacrosse, but we know that his lower body physique came from playing hockey. And now if Bailey's not careful, he's going to have 2 kids. He's going to be 38 years old, and he's going to weigh 280.
Oh, and he's gonna have no ACLs probably.
There's a good chance he's bald too.
Well,
I don't know.
He's already there.
I don't know.
No, he's already there. He's
got
got a very disappointing hairline. It's like
I forget
it's
how
sad.
much younger he is sometimes.
I know,
because
yeah.
isn't Bailey only
Child.
like 32 or?
No,
Bitch,
I think
like
he's
26.
12. I think he's 12.
Yeah, he
No,
does.
Bailey's in his 20s.
Yeah, he's a youngin'.
child.
Yeah.
Every time
Poor
we talk
guy.
about this, though, I think of that scene in Batman where he's like, "I'm not wearing hockey pants," because it always looks like Bailey's wearing hockey pants. Michelle's like, "I don't know what this is, but let me look up this butt."
Michelle has this is something funny about Michelle. She has no movie references in her repertoire.
Oh, no
Like,
movie references
none.
either.
None.
All right, Michelle.
So like,
what do you do?
And me, I'm like all like I could communicate only in
Right.
crummy movie references. Like I could actually probably make it a whole day, and she'll get none of them.
No, I
like
don't.
zero.
I'm more of a music listener.
How many
All right.
times a day do you tell Joe to shut the fuck up?
In your head, how many times?
None. Am I listening to him? No.
Okay.
Smart.
It's become like white noise.
Good.
Oh.
Hey, I've got an breaking news. I texted Bailey.
Nice.
He played both. You're both right. He played lacrosse
Ask him
and he played
if
hockey.
he used to have a lacrosse helmet in his studio, because I know he did. Because I've been in it. I know he did. He let me stay at his place once. I think I was going fishing with Andy one day, and I mooched his couch off of him.
Wait, didn't
What were
Bailey
you
describe that as Joe came over and then just stayed for 2 weeks and
That was pain grind.
just
Well,
that
that
was
was-
Pangrek. Yeah.
Oh, and that wasn't 2 weeks. That was months. Yeah.
He
I
said he would
was
come
probably
home
there
and
for
you'd
two
be
and
out
a
there
half
cutting the
months.
fucking grass and shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's
yeah,
perfect.
dude.
Earning your keep, baby.
Oh heck yeah. And I asked him if I could do like a bunch of other like yard work and stuff too. I was like, are you gonna get that done or should I go out there and do it? He's like, no, I'll do it. Like, I mean, I was trying to like cut down posts and stuff. Like, oh yeah.
He's doing shit he doesn't want done.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
So Bailey has a Notre Dame lacrosse helmet, game
He has
worn.
a what?
Notre Dame.
A what?
Was it Notre
Notre
Dame? No, it's Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. Not
That's what I said.
Notre. Bitch, the R's after the T, dummy.
He's from
Oh.
New Jersey. Leave him alone.
Right.
Let him
No,
Exactly.
he's from Washington.
got his own
I actually am
language.
from Washington originally, and the Jersey,
Even
South
worse,
Jersey
like,
accent
yeah.
kills me. How they say water because they always
Oh,
say
yeah.
wooder.
Dang
like-
Bucks County.
Yeah, they got that Delco bullshit. Yeah, it's Delaware County.
Well, you're not from Bucks County. Right?
Are you from Bucks County, Michelle?
I moved down there for like 3 years.
Okay. So
shit.
Michelle, you said you like music. So this is what I envision. I envision Joe's at the computer, click-clacking away, talking to himself in a mirror that he sits next to the computer like a parakeet, right?
He loves
gotta
to
keep-
look at himself.
Yep.
Very vain.
I mean,
Yeah.
how can you not? But then I picture you. You said you're into music, and what I've gathered from this is you are just in the corner, quietly just listening to the heaviest Norwegian death metal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Rocking back and forth. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
it. You got it. Spot on.
Nailed it. Nailed it. All right, next question. Killed it.
And then her headphones shut off and it comes through the speaker on the phone and
Yeah,
Joe's like,
right.
Fuck, am I gonna make it tonight? What the fuck
Yeah.
are you listening to?
Nah, I wouldn't even probably notice. It's like, so I'm locked in. Yeah, I'm locked in.
Yeah, he's talking over it. He's still in the mirror, like, bastard boobies, that's all I like. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And the reflection is just like, yeah, I know what you mean. How do we get... All right, we need a Bass and Brews sponsored mirror, and it just says Bass and Brews at the top, and the bottom it says like fish like Joe, and all it is a mirror that you can talk to yourself in.
Shout out IKEA. IKEA, if you want to sponsor this podcast, holler at us.
Yeah.
Alex and I both love big old meaty balls.
Wow. Yeah. Telling. That was telling.
Anyways, so actually, I take all that back. IKEA meatballs suck. If we're going to talk about anybody who says I go to IKEA for the food, you're stupid. I don't think it's good.
I've done it.
I mean, I've done it. Did you like it, Michelle? Though, were you like, this is amazing?
Yes. Granted, the IKEA was in Poland.
Oh, that's different.
So it was real. It was real meatballs.
Hey, how does that work in Poland for the instructions? Is it just one page and it just says figure it out in Polish? Oh, we can't hear her. I think she's going through
Joe's got to give you the other headphone.
Yeah.
We're going to hear
he's got the mic. He's got the mic on his.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, really? Really?
That's
of course he does. She said, "Of course he does."
I was trying to get something to eat. I needed a snack.
That's why it's been hard to hear her. Is because you got
you gotta lean in there.
iPods, AirPods. Yeah, whisper sweet, soft things into his ear, but talk to me and Alex.
Okay. The school was international. I went to school with like people from Norway, from Africa, from everywhere, from all around the world.
Romania.
Even Romania, yes.
Boom.
Zimbabwe.
Actually, yes.
Yep. Spelled Zimbabwe, Joe.
Oh, not happening. No.
Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe.
Yeah, but you crush trash and he fishes for a living. So
yeah, neither one of us are real like equipped for
smarts.
Spelling contest. Yeah.
Yeah, not really.
I speak well. I never said I could spell. Like
what?
What are we talking about right now?
I have no idea. I love it. Joe's episodes are my favorite because they're just so wacky and weird. I love it.
We brought Michele on here to keep this shit from fucking happening.
No, but she listens to Norwegian death metal.
Fucking it up.
Screaming at Joe in her head is what we learned about Michele.
You got to start talking really loud into his ear.
Yeah.
I'm a quiet talker.
Huh?
Oh my gosh, she's the worst.
What'd you say?
She's the worst quiet talker, bro.
Oh, we can hear you, Joe. Don't worry, we can hear you.
I should take on the mic.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, I have quite the stentorian voice. I've been told.
Oh,
Stentorian.
Spell it.
What
stentorian? It means like public speaking voice.
Okay.
Oh,
hey, you learned something on Bass and Brews. It's not fishing related, but you will learn a new word.
Stentorian.
It's an Italian thing, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, probably. Sounds about right.
You guys just making shit up. I live in New Jersey. Italians will consistently just make up shit for no reason. Like and I don't mean to like dig at any group of people.
Oh no, you can dig at
I'm going to.
Brethren, please.
Yeah. I'm going to. So talking to an old Italian man specifically is basically like talking to a 6-year-old because they're like, I can climb a tree high. And you know what? This one time, like, it's just random shit that they make up for no reason. They're like, did you know Marco Polo is from Italy? And you're like, yeah, kind of. And, right. And then they're like, did you know he created the moon and the moon's made of Parmesan? Do you know it's called a Parmigiana? Like, it's just, it makes no fucking sense. Like, and that's everywhere around me. I go to this little deli in Hamilton, New Jersey, in South Jersey, and it is an awesome spot to get sandwiches and your meat for the week and all that stuff, right? I can't stand the conversation. There'll be 2 people in line in front of me, and it still takes like hours to get out of there because they won't shut the fuck up about nothing. They're literally talking about nothing. And I'm not Italian. And they always come to me and they're like, oh, paisan. And I'm like, I'm not Italian. Shut the fuck up. I want my turkey. Can you stop talking to me?
They think you're Italian because you're so short.
It could be that.
But you know what? Italians love their pasta and their tomato sauces and stuff like that. But what for the fucking Americas, y'all still be eating just butter. Because tomatoes didn't come over to Italy until the Americas were found.
I don't think that's
like the
true.
most inaccurate thing I've ever heard.
Are y'all gonna fucking argue with me on this shit?
Oh my god, I love how he's loaded, ready to go. He was like, I'm gonna throw this out there, and
potatoes,
if they come back at
tomatoes,
me, I've got
and
it.
peppers
Here it is.
were not in the world until the Spanish arrived in South America in the 1500s. None of that shit existed anywhere in the world.
No.
Look it up, Alex.
I did, and you're fucking wrong. You're wrong. Yes, they are native to South America, right? But they do have tomatoes originally in Italy.
No. Yes. All that shit came over for the first time ever from South America.
No.
Yes.
No. Oh shit!
Yes,
actually, he might be right.
I am 100% fucking right.
He still said 1500s though. Like
he's wrong.
Like when he said it though, I was like, what date are we talking here? Like, I don't care what happened 600 years ago.
Okay,
I'm just saying. If it wasn't for the Americas, y'all wouldn't be no spicy food, no 1600
is
and
wrong.
No fucking mashed potatoes.
But it's worse, Joe. 1600s is wrong. It's actually not until the 1900s when immigration waves brought over tomatoes. Yes. He is completely right.
I didn't say they got to Italy in the 1500s. Yeah. I said they didn't come to the world until the 1500s.
So I hate to say this, but Paul is actually right.
Thank you, motherfuckers. If I say shit on here, I'm right. And if I'm wrong, I will say I'm wrong. But I will give you proof. Alex will look that shit up.
It's not true. Yeah, I'm the Jamie of Joe Rogan on this podcast, even though I'm the host. But
you're the co-host.
Bitch, I am the host. I'm the founder.
We need to fucking figure out who Michele is. We have been talking about her, and we have no idea who the fuck she even is. We need Michele to tell us who she is, where she's from, and
Romania.
Her driver's license number.
Hi, I'm Michele. I'm from Romania.
Michele, you do have to talk a little bit louder since Joe gave you the non-microphone piece.
Here.
Give me the other one. Oh, you better! You didn't even clean the wax out of your ear.
No, they're ready to get married.
How about now?
Oh my
yeah,
God!
perfect.
Hell yeah! Joe's check. Say check 1 2.
Here. You sit on this
side.
side.
It works perfectly.
No, you're fine. Yep,
no,
Joe's perfectly fine.
No,
it'll work.
There we go.
It'll work. I'll just talk in my normal voice, and it'll all make sense.
You can hear him okay?
Yeah.
Yes, we can
Do
hear
I really
him just
talk
like
that quietly? Okay.
Yes.
Quiet talkers.
Mousy Michele.
Who am I and where I'm from?
I'm
from Pennsylvania, born and raised.
Not Romania.
I told him you were from Romania and had broken English.
No, my parents have broken English.
Okay.
Yeah.
They like Americanize their names too.
Oh yes, yeah. My dad gave himself. He just made up a name for himself.
Hell yeah.
He's like, I'm now Eric. His name is actually Ireneusz, but nobody can pronounce that. So he's like, I am Eric.
Is his birthday January 1st?
No, it's January 20th.
Oh,
okay.
At least he went with like something close, and he didn't go like, "Hello, my name is Tyrone. How are you?"
Right? I'm Jeff.
Hi, Jeff.
Hey, my name's Bubba.
Right.
I'm not sure what else you want to know about me.
Yeah, we really didn't.
He's like that.
Really didn't want to know that stuff. I was gonna lead into some other questions, but Joe and Alex kept interrupting me after I just schooled those bitch asses.
I'll give you the short version. So, I started dating Michele, but I spend half of my year in Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
So
at
I
Matt
had to leave.
House. Yeah.
Well, no, I used to stay with Panger, but then he got a girlfriend, and he's like, "No, dude, you can still stay." And I'm like, "I don't really want to."
I'm not sleeping with earplugs.
Hold on.
So like,
time out. Joe just confirmed that Matt Pangrek, you're hearing it first, is a swinger. Make sure that gets on Opus clip. Joe just confirmed that Panger likes to swing.
No, he's like, I have my own room. Like, he like let me live in the guest room. It was cool. We had a blast, but like, it was, I mean, like,
weird.
Courtney's awesome, and I was like, nah, I ain't getting in the way of this. Like, I didn't. So Matt, here, I'll give this to you. He'll kill me when he sees this.
He ain't gonna see this. Watching Bass and Bruce. You lost your fucking mind.
Well, here's the thing, right? So Matt, at the time that him and I started traveling for the Opens together, and then I started living at his house because I didn't want to go home because it was like too far of a drive, too costly. But he got out of a relationship like right at the beginning of that season, like a long one, like years. And so when he started dating somebody else, I didn't want to like be the buffer. So I was like, I'm out, bro. Like as soon as him and Courtney had been dating for like a couple of months, I was like, I had to go home. And then when I came back to Oklahoma the next time, I had already met Michele, and I was like, I ain't living with Panger again. So I like found my own place here. And it was just, I didn't want to be a buffer, bro. Like, I wouldn't want any of my buddies to be like a buffer for me either. I was like, I'm out. You do you, bro.
So how did y'all meet fishing, or did you meet building houses for Habitat for Humanity? How did y'all meet?
Oh, Tinder, bro.
Tinder.
Y'all were swiping?
Hold on.
Let me be honest with you. It was totally, this is gonna sound awful.
Like, we lived like 2 hours.
Shut up and let Michele talk.
It was totally by kind of sporadic accident. I live like 2 hours and 40 minutes south of where he lives in Pennsylvania. 2 hours and 30 minutes.
It's 2 hours 5.
2 hours 5. You take the turnpike.
Bitch, we ain't worried about 40 minutes, Joe.
Anyway, so I used to deliver for Amazon, and so we would drive up north closer to his house, and I would just like jokingly just swipe left and right. I would just literally do this like on my delivery route. I didn't even know who I was swiping left and right on.
It's the Hunger Games. Michele was treating her love life like the Hunger Games. You've been selected as initiate.
Yeah. That is what I did. Yeah.
Did a package end up in your truck that you had to deliver at his house, and you're like, "That's my man"?
No, that sadly never happened.
Yeah. No. The funny thing is like at the time I wasn't even in Pennsylvania.
I went back on my Tinder and it says he's
1,500
miles away. I'm like, what? How?
I was like, so I kept it set on home because I knew I was going home for like 2.5 months.
He used Bumble in Oklahoma, Tinder in Pennsylvania.
Like getting ready to go home, and
I want to know what the Joe Tinder page looks like. How much fish pictures are in those?
None.
0. Good call.
Yeah, I do remember that.
I guarantee you that would have got like swiped right. I don't know shit about Tinder because I've been married since 2008, but she would have been like, block this motherfucker forever.
All right, I was going to try to look it up.
I only had 6.
If you'd have been like
that,
she'd like,
so Cletus set it up for me, right? So
hold on,
who was going?
Who? Cletus
set up my Tinder page, and he's like, dude, what's wrong with your phone? Like, you don't have a normal picture of you. I'm like, why would I? Like, and like we're going back like 8 years. He's like, bro, there is literally only 6 photos of you.
I was about to say, did you and Cletus then do a photo shoot to make sure that you had good pictures?
Well, the funny thing was like one or two of the photos was from like our most recent trip, and it was like we filmed all the behind the scenes of like I had to go to Alabama to pick up my boat and then drive it to Sonar Pros in Georgia, and then we drove it to the wrap shop in New Jersey, and we made this like 2,500 mile loop around the country. And he's like, pulling screen clips from us filming that to like put those photos.
Wait, was there a boat?
Profile.
Was there a boat in any of your pictures?
No, he'd like stop it wherever there was.
No,
like,
I feel like you leave
evidence.
the boat. No, you leave the boat.
Yeah, women see
to
a
be
boat
like,
and it's
yo,
like, this
exactly.
bitch has money.
Yeah, well,
I think the only picture I ever saw was like the first one.
What?
Well,
what made
it's because you
stop
are
and
Katniss. Yeah, you're Katniss. She just said it. It was fucking random. She's just hitting
I
right
don't
or
know.
left like a psycho.
Nothing made me stop and read it. It was rapid fire. Left, right.
But what made you like choose Joe? Was it his beautiful nose? I mean, what was it?
I prefer to call it the beak. Okay.
Michelle's got a
That's what it
thing for
was.
beaks.
It was the bird beak, yeah.
Fucking Toucan Sam over here.
She's like, I got to get with this dude because if there's ever a gas leak, he's going to smell it 2 months in advance.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, unreal.
Does his nose ever get in the way of y'all kissing? Do you like have to push it over and
All the time.
oh. Hey, you can
It's
tell
like a
this
third
is
wheel.
true love. This is
It's
true
the
love.
third wheel.
Yeah.
Jeez. Holy shit.
She went
Michelle.
from quiet to dropping one-liners. I love it.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
There it is. Well, you know what? In honor of you actually finding Joe, because there's a lot of weirdos out there. And to be honest, Michelle, this is who you could have ended up with.
Who are the young college girls going to sleep with?
That wouldn't have been a bad option.
Hey, you could be living it up in a
Silver
trailer
fox.
park.
Yes.
Smoking,
You could be
smoking menthols and
Oof.
chewing tobacco.
You could have been a trailer park princess.
Mm. Hey, the town next to mine where I grew up, they had the Pine Straw Festival, and every year they had the Pine Straw Queen.
What's pine
Yeah.
straw? Is that like
Why is that
pine
funny?
needles?
Well, where we grew up is the home of longleaf pines, which is a pine tree, and is some of the most sought after yard pine straw that you can find. Longleaf pine.
I like how
It's
Paul
so-
laughed at
so
that,
accurate.
like
I know.
he was. He laughed at it like it was common knowledge, and like
That's a Michelle thing too, dude. She does the same thing. She'll be like, tell me this like inside joke that I have no idea. And the other day I'm like, is that a movie? She goes, it's a book. I'm like
Hold up. You
Joe
told
ain't
him
reading
some
the book.
bullshit out of a
he
fucking
ain't reading
book.
the book. He ain't reading the
yeah,
book.
right?
Joe
That
hasn't-
guy would have fucking known that.
Joe hasn't read a book since 3rd grade. I am absolutely positive.
Fifth or sixth. For sure.
Do you
Like, swear to
read?
God.
Do you read the manual on a boat or a truck when you get a new one?
I love
do
you,
not-
Joe,
I mean,
but
I
I think you're
no,
borderline illiterate, maybe.
No, it's not. It's just like
That's
I
true.
can't shut off whatever is going
Yeah.
on in my brain to concentrate on words. Like,
No, that makes sense from what I hear from Paul. That does make
Right, here's
sense.
the
You guys
problem-
can't.
Here's
yeah.
the problem with us
Can't
reading
do
a
it.
book. My wife can read a 300-page book in like 2 days.
Mhm.
I'm reading a book, and I have to read every single word one at a time, and then I'll forget what the fuck happened at the top of the page because it takes me so long to read. So I got to go back and look at that bitch again, and then halfway through the book, a name will come up. I'm like, who the fuck is this? They've been
Yeah,
talking
it's
about
not-
them like they've
it's
been in this.
similar for me, but it's not the same. Like I'll relate to something and then I'll start going off on
Yes.
my own little
Yep.
on my
Your own
little
story.
train of thought.
That's
and then
it.
I'm like all the way like over on the other page, down completely down, and I'm like, whoa, I don't remember
Yeah.
what just happened.
No
and
idea what the
rest of
fuck
all
just
this,
happened.
Like because I was reading the words, but like I was actually focused
Internal
on
dialogue.
the internal story.
I'm gonna
that
tell you
I
what.
was like,
Paul and Joe are the Theo Vaughn of the fishing podcast community.
Well,
You
yeah.
guys, the
Well,
same headspace, I feel like. Oh, Michelle, just so you know, that's another podcaster. I know you don't listen to podcasts, but that's what that is.
The name sounds familiar. Do I
Okay.
know what he is?
He-
Theo?
he-
That sounds
yeah,
like a
Theo.
female name. Yeah, I don't know what that is. I don't know what he is. I
He's
don't.
he's very
Why are
much
you
like
shaking
Joe.
your head?
He's very much like Joe. Just he does a very successful podcast. Unlike this one. Unlike this one, yes.
If you're watching a TV show or a movie or something, do you also get the internal dialogue and go like 30 seconds or a minute or two, and you go like, "Fuck, I don't know what's going on my show right now."
I'm either all in or all out.
Okay,
like,
yeah.
I'm either completely dialed or like.
What gets you dialed in? What kind of movie? We're gonna peel back with both of you here. We've learned how you guys Hunger Games the relationship. He just randomly got picked through a drawing. And Michele said, I'll take a peek. That's fine. So what is the types of movies that locks Joe into actually paying attention to the real world? And by real world, I mean
I know this
movie.
answer.
Okay.
The Gray Man.
Oh, the Gray Man.
What is that?
Loves that movie.
It's what's that dude's name?
Reynolds? Is it Ryan Reynolds? No, it's not.
No. Who's the guy from The Notebook? It's that dude.
Chris.
No, it's what's his name? Ryan Gosling. Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
Okay, so like a political action movie does it for you.
There's nothing political, like just straight like action.
Action.
Like,
okay.
Yeah, like 99.
Like Sweet Home Alabama.
No, like they're like Mission Impossibles, the Bournes, the like.
I gotcha.
Something fast paced with a lot going on.
Yeah.
Okay. So no downtime. You just want bam, bam, bam.
Yeah.
He even gave the shock
the Gray Man.
He's like Fast and the Furious, fucking great.
You said the Gray Man, and another history lesson from South Carolina, down on the Pawleys Island area. They have the Gray Man, and you can see him walking the beach before hurricanes hit sometimes.
Dude, this is not a podcast.
Soldier's ghost that roams Pawleys Island.
Where was that information in the Halloween episode, dipshit?
Motherfucker, I can't remember that shit.
You talked about Lizard Man.
I already zoned out.
I know, right?
I don't even know what he said.
Yeah, nobody does. Anyways, hey, so Michele, if he does...
I will boot all of y'all again. And then we'll talk about the history of potatoes for the next hour.
All right, so Joe does action flicks. What's your book genre of choice?
Oh, I'm not much of a book reader anymore.
Oh. All right.
You just said you fucking read books earlier.
You literally just said that.
I mentioned a book to him of Mice and Men. I feel like everybody knows that book.
Like, oh, hey, that's what it was. She goes,
No, that is really common. That is a really common book.
I was talking.
It's me.
I was talking
about
me.
No,
I was talking about squeezing the cat to death. And I was like, oh, like of Mice and Men.
Yep. I loved him, George. I loved him. But there's no way there is no way in God's green earth that I would ever correlate Joe knowing Mice and Men. I would correlate him knowing Mickey Mouse, but not Mice and Men. And I say that with all love, Joe. I don't think that's for you.
I thought it was a standard. I just assumed it was like a standard.
She goes, "What? You guys didn't read it in school? I'm not my school."
All right, so Michele doesn't watch movies. We just found out. She said she reads books, but doesn't anymore.
I'm a liar.
It's just music.
It's
just music.
What is the music when you put two headphones in instead of one?
She's gonna be like, I don't like music either anymore.
What kind of what was the question?
Alex, shut the fuck up, man. Jeez, you're giving her the Joe complex. She's got like 85 things going on.
Now I'm sweating. Yeah. I'm getting all nervous.
It's all right. We'll just get rid of him.
Fuck you. The question was, what when you put your headphones in, what music are you listening to?
I know a lot of people say this.
It's because it's broad. Like
a lot of people say this. I listen to everything, and I'm not kidding. I listen to everything.
Yeah. Okay.
It will go from Motionless in White to like Temple of the Dog to Carly Rae Jepsen in like 10 minutes.
Okay.
Fuck yeah, that's the playlist.
It is all over the place.
Yep.
Okay.
I want some symphony mixed in with some 90s pop rock to some grunge. I am not a big metal guy, but I'll listen to it. Obviously, some rap. I just want a playlist that's just going to play the most random shit you've ever heard.
I've got that playlist.
All right.
But she, like, from what I can tell, like, she will, like, when she's doing certain things, like, if she's on the lawnmower or, like, if she's, like, at the gym, like, I think she locks in, like, when she finds one, she'll kind of stay down that path.
Okay.
Until she, like, changes activities. But, like,
I'm not insane. I'm not insane. I make a soundtrack to my life. If I'm doing something like cutting grass, it's gonna be like Whiskey Myers. That's a great band for cutting the grass.
Okay.
And she'll just do it for 3 hours.
Yes. What's the music for the grocery store?
Oh gosh.
She usually just tries to drown me out who's on the phone the whole time.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's when we
you put me on the spot,
so
I'm panicking.
It's all right.
The other day I was on the phone until I was swiping my card.
That was me.
No, I mean today I did it again with my mother.
Yeah, okay.
So I envision Michelle.
Shut up. Y'all want to know something about cutting the grass? Joe, when you cut the grass, how many problems do you solve cutting the grass?
Oh.
In your head.
He doesn't do it. Michelle does.
No. Like, I do it a lot too. I don't know. It depends. Like I like to. So here's something weird about me. I'll tell you this.
You like the vibration.
I like to do yard work like almost every day when we're home in the summer.
Wow.
Like so, but I won't do it for like more than an hour and 15 minutes, hour and a half. Like I'm not going to be out there for 2-3 hours landscaping and doing the yard. But like when I'm here, I have no trouble editing, being creative. Because like when I'm here for 4.5 months in Oklahoma, like I'm going. But when I get to my house, dude, like I like to sit and do nothing in that bitch. Like
so you
sometimes
have a lot of summer lawn care projects that are just like a quarter or a third way done because you're like, I'm gonna spend an hour doing this and I'm gonna come back next week and spend an hour.
No, I come back tomorrow. Like that's how I'll get my ass moving. Or else I'll just sit in the house and do nothing.
I'm the project finisher.
Yeah, and she'll finish.
All right, so I think that's where Paul was going with it.
Dude, get this, right? Oh, hold on, Alex. Hold on, I gotta tell the story.
You're good.
So
Just
I went
shut
to
up, Alex.
ICAST. So like I take Michelle and I go everywhere together. Like I mean literally everywhere.
Except for Oklahoma.
No, well,
no,
I mean,
just
when she came, ever since Michelle got here a year ago, I mean, we've spent like 3 days apart. I mean, like, that was it. We do everything. So,
best
I went to ICAST.
2 friends together forever.
Right? Because, it's like, you need a pass to get into ICAST. I didn't think she wanted to go because she was not super about crowds, and it is tweet. But I was gone for 3 days. I came back, like, everything that I hadn't had finished. I mean, Michelle called me in the middle of day one. I mean, it's like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. She's like, I'm going to buy a hedge trimmer. I'm taking down all those awful bushes out front.
Hell yeah.
Dude, gone. I mean, like square footage just destroyed like a hurricane.
You can see the whole front of the house.
Like,
that's awesome.
I took out trees.
Hey, listen, I got some advice for you, Joe, and Michelle's not going to want to hear it. My wife used to do the same thing, but then I married her and it stopped. So maybe just no ring ever. Sorry, Michelle. Yeah. You got to keep the work going.
No, Michelle, make him boo you up. Don't listen to fucking Alex. His wife's taller than him. He has to stand on a stool to motorboat her.
Not true. Not true. I can do it just fine. Not a stool. It's a step stool.
It's the same ones he has to use to brush his teeth.
Listen, I can't help that I'm short, but Paul can help that he's a fat ass and he hasn't. Paul was on Joe. Joe, I don't know if you've listened to specifically like the last 3 months of last year. Paul was on this weight loss journey, and he used to update us every week about him losing weight. It was great. And then all of a sudden, crickets. We haven't heard shit in a month.
Really?
We haven't talked about it. I haven't lost or gained anything. I'm at my 29
so you're
pounds.
Still obese. Solid.
I'm stalled. It's not obese.
Yeah. No, it's obese.
Bitch, I could outrun you.
No.
And
we're going to do a race.
We are
April 11th.
Okay,
That weekend, we're gonna do a fucking race. Joe. So me and Paul have never met. We talk about this like every episode because I'm really excited for this. But Paul and I have never met.
Because motherfucker, you don't text me back anytime.
I do. I'm fucking busy.
You ignore the fuck out of me.
Stop. Anyways, Paul and I have never met in the almost 3 years of doing this show. We've never met in person. I'm going down to North Carolina in April to meet Paul. We're gonna have a good little weekend. We're trying to find activities, and that's gonna be there. We should do a fucking Olympics, Paul. We should do different
American Gladiators.
Yes. Oh, that would be perfect. How do we do that in kayaks?
I'll bring the guns.
In kayaks, we do the poogle sticks, right? I think that's how you say it. The fucking stick. Yeah, right. We use those in kayaks so you can knock the other one off.
Yeah,
I think there has to be like the Eliminator course.
Yeah,
Alex's reach is about a third of mine, so I'm going to be able to.
Now, human cannonball, you'd be in big trouble, Alex.
I'm done. And he's talking shit about the other side, right? I might be short, but I've got a lower center of gravity, and I'm not fucking pushing the weight limit of my kayak like you are. Like I have like 300 pounds.
Not even close to the.
You talked about how when you walk to the front of the kayak, it takes on water because your fat ass almost capsizes it. Right? We had the tugboat driver on the show specifically because you were trying to find a way to get your fat ass around because you need a tugboat to do it.
Okay. We will race kayaks.
Yes.
We will have a
running
something yard dash, a 40-yard dash.
Yes.
We will then have we'll have a lifting contest with wood.
So what are you guys meeting up for though? Let's go into
nothing. We're just meeting up to meet up. So again, everybody head over to patreon.com/Bass&Brews. That's what's paying for the trip. We're using the producer's money to meet up. We're gonna film some live podcasts at the campsite. We're literally just hanging out. We're gonna hang out for the weekend. Yeah.
Let's go.
Alex is driving around from New Jersey to get man hugs and camp out.
Sweet.
I want to go back to the running, though, because this is twice in 24 hours that somebody has questioned how fast I can run. My wife, last night, we were laying in bed and something came up, and she goes, bitch, I can run faster than you.
What came up in bed?
And I was
what
like,
came up in bed, Alex?
Amanda, there's no way.
It's a small topic, okay? Let's move on.
Solid. But she was like, listen, I'm a mail carrier. I can sprint and do long distance running way more than you can. And I was like, girl, I was in the military for 20 years. Like, I'm going to whoop your ass. So we actually have on the calendar May 11th. So 1 month after I meet Paul, me and my wife are going to do a fucking circuit of running with no audience other than our kids to find out who's fucking better. And I cannot wait. I'm already trying to get my kids to get on my side. They are so far removed from being in the military, so they're just like, no, you're mommy daddy who sits at home and cooks and like works at home, and you don't have which is fine. Like, that's cool. Like, we're a team, my wife and I, right? Like, we pick up where we can. But I was like, oh, all these fucking, I'm the only male in the house as well. So I'm like, all these fucking bitches, I'm gonna fucking stomp. I cannot wait.
How many times does she have to pick you up to get stuff out of the top of the counter?
That's not fair. It's real easy.
She picks you up.
I just say upsies, and she picks me right up. Upsies.
I need to get the colander, and I can't find the stool. Can you come help me, Amandy? Hey, let's talk some fishing, because Joe referenced earlier. Well, this is going to lead into all the conversations that we've had. Actually, it's going to back in to all the conversations that led up to it. She did say that. Joe said that they have been apart for about 3 days since they met. Joe's been putting out a ton of content on the Outer Realm. And I feel like Michele has been in almost all the videos. And y'all are doing a lot of fishing together. Michele, question for you. Did you know how to fish or do any fishing before you met Joe?
Nope. I mean, I fished a little, like, as a kid, you know how kids fish, not like actual fishing.
Right.
And so you met Joe on Tinder. and found out that he was an angler.
Yeah.
And you were like, teach me, bitch. And you became better than he did in about 6 months. How does that make you feel, Joe?
Oh, I mean,
this is the quietest I've ever heard Joe. You got him.
Well, no, like, okay, this is why it's like quiet. Is so Michele is like so Eastern European, dude, that like when things don't go her way, you should see her stomp her feet and like. So like, there's some days.
Show us. Stand up and show us.
Yeah. Let's see your foot stomp, Michele. Let's see your foot stomp.
Stand up and show us.
She's like a fucking 6-year-old.
Joe, stand up and show us for our people
this
watching.
This is not true.
So we're in Milwaukee, right?
Oh no.
For a week, right? We're there for 5 days, and for the first 4 days. Like my buddy Robbie came with us, and Robbie's the man. Like, but that's a whole, like, I'll go off on a tangent if I start talking about him. But Robbie and I, like, as we'd never been there. Robbie had been there for like 2 days before, and we just decided because we don't live in close to each other anymore that that's where we were going to meet up, and that's what we wanted to do. So we were like, fuck it, let's just send it. And Robbie and I are kind of like getting the groove, like a little bit on day 1 and a little bit more on day 2. And by day 4, I'm just fucking smoking them, dude. Like, smoking them.
I'm going to pause this for 1 second.
Yes.
You were smoking them because you moved to an area that who suggested?
Well, whatever. Like,
shit.
Oh, shit. Whatever.
I said, let's pick up our stuff and move up to this area.
I didn't want to because I had just caught the biggest fish of the trip, but it was the only one we caught there.
So she put you on the fish.
Yes.
Well, it was like, whatever. But, so every day, Michele, first day goes by, Michele loses like 3, never caught one.
Hey, lean back, Joe. Lean
which
back.
Is still a good day of trout fishing, right? Like, going 0 for 3 isn't a bad day, right? If you go 1 for 3, it's pretty good. 3 for 4 would be great. 5 for 8 would be that's a good day trout fishing. So she's 0 for 3 the first day, like 0 for 2 or 3 the second, 0 for 2 or 3 the third, 0 for 4 like the fourth, and the fourth I fucking hammered them, right? And by the 4th day, she's just like netting fish, like she's trying to knock them off my line, dude. Like,
yes.
Just like nah, like, and she just handed me the net after.
I saw the video footage. I had the most miserable face.
Like, and she's like, oh yeah, I'm loving this, and I'm like, wow, honey, you don't sound like you're loving it. She's like, no, I really do. And I'm like, oh God, like, preview into the future.
I have fucked up.
Like, oh damn. But no, I mean, like, it's just because she's competitive. So
I did finally catch one.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And it was like on Friday midday she caught one of the top 5 we caught in the trip, but it's just that's like she doesn't care that it was like her 40th day or 25th day, whatever it was, trout fishing. Like, she expects to do it, and like, I mean, that's kind of what I love about her.
Expects to kill.
How many did y'all eat? Michele, did you cook up some trout?
Never cooked a trout.
The fuck?
We had walleye a couple times.
Yeah, different conversation involving walleye, yeah.
All right. Well, we'll talk about that later because I think it's fun. Yep. Joe's been on the show multiple times, so he's done the shotgun round. But Michele has not done the shotgun round.
Yeah.
What's the shotgun round?
You'll find out.
It's at the end. We got about 2.5 more hours before we get to it.
Yeah.
Joe's looking at the clock like,
okay.
I'm just.
But what's funny is,
dude, we usually go 3 hours.
We're not going 3 hours. I was about to say, Joe was on the show during a period on the show where Paul would go like 3 fucking hours, and it'd be great. I can't do that. I don't have ADHD. But I can't sit here and everybody that we have on is wonderful. I cannot sit here for 3 hours.
It's a
We're
problem
an hour deep, and we haven't really talked about a damn thing.
Yeah.
It's bass and brews. We haven't talked about bass at all.
Yeah,
or
brews.
brews.
We just started talking about fishing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
this
that's
is the essence of the podcast. This is why we're the worst.
Oh, I
fishing
forgot the
podcast.
intro. Michelle missed the intro. So how the intro is supposed to go is I say this is your weekly distraction from high quality podcasts.
Okay.
Listen, we're like we talked about it 2 weeks ago. We are like the punk rock of the bass fishing podcast world in that we're too cool. Jam. Yeah. I'm super punk rock guy, but we're too cool for mainstream. So we just make it shitty. We're like no FX of bass fishing.
Hey, Michelle, you like punk rock, huh? You just said you like punk rock?
That's what she said.
Okay.
She used to.
I'm
like
a huge,
books.
I don't know if this qualifies as punk rock. I don't know the qualifications. I love Blink-182. I know it's like weird to say. I ride my bicycle a lot, and I named my bike Blink.
Yeah, I fucking
my other bike is named Sunday after Taking Back Sunday.
Okay, she's hitting on all cylinders. Shut up, Paul. Blink-182 is my. Yeah, do you skateboard?
I had a skateboard. I'm not great.
Hey, listen, Joe's not here. You want to get? Never mind, Joe's back. I was going to see if I was going to try to marry up Michelle while you were gone. No, like Blink-182 is definitely punk. It's pop punk, right? And I think we can all be honest. It's pop punk, and it's fucking wonderful. I love Blink-182.
It was punk before they got big, and then it turned into pop punk.
No, they were still pop punk. No, Dude Ranch was still pop punk. Cashmere was still pop punk. But Taking Back Sunday, listen, one, they're a New Jersey native band, so I got to give them props for that. And I absolutely love Taking Back Sunday. Funny story, we went to a emo night in Atlantic City, right? And we thought it was going to be a bunch of cover bands playing punk and emo songs. Really, it was just like a DJ playing shit, and then somebody would lip sync. It was fucking stupid. But fun story is I go to the bathroom. The guy next to me overdoses. Like he literally foams at the mouth and drops at the urinal. So I'm trying to like clear his airway and I start CPR as Cute with an E starts playing. And I was like, oh, it's Taking Back Sunday while I'm doing chest compressions. This is amazing. Like what a real fitting. The whole time my wife is like, what are you doing? You find a boyfriend in the bathroom? Where the fuck are you? As we're like waiting for paramedics to show up to hit him with the Narcan. It was fucking crazy. But when I came back, I was like, yeah, dude, Taking Back Sunday. No, it's funny as shit. It was, and what's funny is when the dude woke up, he was just like, all right, man, we ready for a shot? And I was like, what the fuck? Like, no, dude, we're not doing shots. You just OD'd on fentanyl, you dipshit.
Like both Michelle and I worked in like the recovery field, so like it kind of doesn't faze us, like that's one of a million stories.
Right.
That's how they wake up though. They're always like
meant to be.
It's fucking rage, dude.
Dude, I've never seen somebody recover. Like I've never seen what it's like when somebody comes back from Narcan, right? That was my first time. And like legitimate, like clearing airways, doing chest compressions, because homie stopped, like he was done.
Oh, yeah.
And then they hit him with it, right? So paramedics came in, moved me off. They hit him, and it was literally like 2 seconds. Dude is just like, yo, we doing shots? And I was like,
shots, light them up.
I was like, dude, I legitimately have like your phlegm and blood on my fucking fingers because I was trying to clear your fucking tongue. And you want to go do shots.
That's
dude,
well, because like time just stops for them. Like from the not out to the, like, they don't even like know they were just out when they come to. Like, it's like that time they don't, it's like falling asleep and waking up. They don't even realize any seconds went by. So they're just like, they wake up, they observe the situation and go, let's keep the party going.
Right. Yeah. So like between that, the song playing, and then my wife, so at first asked if I had a boyfriend, and then we were in there for like 45 minutes till paramedics showed up. And she had no idea where I was at. So then it turned into like, oh my God, did you shit your pants? Are you hiding in the stall because you pooped your pants? And because we had some like sketchy Mexican food beforehand, and I was like, I don't know. So she legit thought I was just hiding in the bathroom. And then we get done, and she's like, oh, were you working in there? I was like, yeah, I guess so. And yeah, that was a fucking weird night. And we were talking earlier in the green room there why I don't like crowds. That could be fucking some of it. So I don't go to concerts anymore because last concert, dude geeked out. Like we're literally at the urinals, and all of a sudden I feel this man on me. And I'm like, yo, bro. And he's like, like foam fucking coming out. And I was like, oh, man. I didn't even get to pee. That was the worst part, too. We had to do everything. And then I was like, I got to fucking piss, too. Like, I know you paramedics are doing some shit. He looks good now. Can I piss right now? And they were like, well, we're right here. Like, we're not going to leave. We're working on him. I was like, I don't give a shit.
Story made Michele leave. And I had a question.
She's like, I got to pee.
she's got to pee.
Well, I'm glad she left a microphone.
I know.
She gave you the microphone instead of took it to the bathroom.
Yeah, exactly. Some of us aren't so smart. I did that once.
A couple times.
Yeah.
Hey,
the
Joe,
AirPods
I have a
will
question.
Get
AirPods will get you because you don't know they're in. It's like a small dick. You're not sure if you don't remember they're in there.
It's true.
Hey, Joe.
What's up?
I love you, man.
I got to pee, too.
Got a question for you. Oh, Alex, go tinkle. Take your headphones off or you're going to rip all your shit out.
All right, everybody take a break. We're all going to go pee.
I'm
just joking.
Pee. This is the first time Alex has ever had to pee before me. Joe, what are you doing this year? Are you doing any tournaments or you just no local shit? Nothing like that?
I mean, so here's the thing, right? I know a lot of people, even pros, love to go home, fish derbs on their home bodies of water. It doesn't matter the size. I don't have any desire to do that. Like, I want to fish opens or not. Like, if I'm not fishing a super high level tournament, I don't have any desire to fish a derb. I just don't. I mean, like, here's the other thing too, is Michele quit her job, moved out here, does this with me full time. We do this. This is the lifestyle we live. I don't want to go gamble $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 in a year when that's our livelihood. Like, we can buy camera equipment. You know, I mean, dude, my truck has my Tundra has 310,000 miles on it. Like, there's a lot of stuff I could do with that money. I don't care to fish. If I'm not fishing at super high level, I don't want to do it. And then I don't want to right now waste the money to do it. Plus, it wasn't until like August of this year that I started to feel like I could compete scoping with everybody else. Like, I finally found my setup and not just my setup, but like my entire system to where I felt like I can compete with, with the guys in the EQs anyway. So like, I only had like a month of fishing where I felt like I finally figured it out. Like, I used to talk like I knew what I was doing, but being like in the saddle, I knew that there was huge distance between me and Pangarak, and Matt's a good scoper. I knew there was huge like, I went out, Cletus and I went fishing around where he grew up, and Spencer Sheffield and I were one of like 4 boats in the parking lot on this like local mountain lake in the middle of the Appalachian Mountains for like 3 or 4 straight days. Yeah. So for like 3 or 4 straight days, we were there, and I'm catching like 14 pounds, and Spencer Sheffield's catching 24, 25, 26 every day. So like, I knew to compete with those guys, I had a lot to learn. And it wasn't until the first week of August this last year that it finally like clicked for me, where I knew I could go back to doing it. So I only did it for like a month before trout season at a super high level. I mean, I'm going to do it all year again this year. After the Classic, Michele and I will go home probably 2 weeks after the Classic, and we'll do the trout fishing thing a little. But then I have a week at St. Clair with some content creators. Then Michele and I are going to Gunnersville for a week. So that's the third week of May. Fourth week of May, we have camp at Amistad for Pro Bass Camp. We coach there. Then the first week of June, we have Pro Bass Camp on Toledo Bend. And then then we have a week off. Then the third week of June is opening day of bass season in New York. And we just go off all summer. So like, I don't know. I want another year just making content, doing our thing. Yeah, making money.
Hey, all right, I got two things. One, the second time you were on, y'all were at bass camp, and you were rooming with Pangrak, and he was napping in the fucking background while we were recording, and you're like, Panger, wake up! Hey, he's all disheveled, waking up, and you got him on the damn camera and shit.
Yeah,
that was a good time.
That was awesome. Yeah,
Pangrak's been on this show about as much as Alex has the last 2.5 years.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Hey, the other thing that I had, this is the main question I wanted to ask. I was waiting for everybody to get back. Michele, do you remember the first time you outfished Joe? And how did it make you feel?
Of course he does.
I think I do.
I
think I do. It was on the cat.
Yeah, it
was on the cat. Yeah, I remember that day. It was a great day.
Look at that smile.
How did
she
it make you
smiled
feel,
like
Michele?
that all
episode. It was November 4th.
This motherfucker has the date.
Well, I mean, because it's our video library, right? So like, and I'm always opening folders. Like, I can tell you
he flies
what folder
the flag
that fucking day it is, dude.
I want to hear how Michele felt and how did she talk to you the rest of the day, Michele?
My arm was hurting.
Yes.
I was two-handing it, trying to hold the rod.
All those fish, yeah.
Was he trying to knock the fish off?
She's got to two-hand it a lot, bro.
Whoa! Shit!
And the next day, like the side of my finger, I had like a blister, and all my skin was rubbed off from the reel.
Yeah, like so we use these big 13-foot rods. They're these giant things, right?
Don't got to switch headphones because something happened.
Oh, I wonder if they're dying. Maybe it's been too long.
You hadn't heard it?
No, I didn't. You can't hear me though?
You switch them.
Yeah, we can hear you.
We can hear you. We can't hear Michele.
Oh, it's probably just she's a quiet talker and I'm a yeller. But it's probably trying to noise cancel me out, or noise canceling her out. But I mean, like we use these massive fucking rods, so like your arm does get really tired. It's a lot of rod.
What fish
That's what
were
she
y'all
said.
catching?
They're great. They're Great Lakes like trout. So they run up these streams in the fall. They go spend the winter in the streams, and then they'll go back to the lake in the spring.
Did you rub it in, Michele? Like catch out fishing him?
Not like any more than I do.
No.
Well, probably
it's just like
you probably rub it in less now, Joe.
It's just, dude. It's a vibe. Yeah, right.
I'm sorry. I tried not to go there, but motherfuckers, y'all just kept setting it up. I got a fishing tie on my head.
That's why Joe left. That's why Joe left Pangrak's house. He's like rubbing it out too much when he's got his girlfriend in there. It's got weird.
No, I mean the thing about like stream fishing in general is like you can really be hot where like you can't miss, and then you can go on cold spells, and like when you're hot, like you literally can feel it. Like you're like. I mean, like you get swagger like big time, and I can tell you, I know what my body language is like when I know that I'm hot. And the day she beat me, I was like, I could see it. It was like oozing out of her, bro. Like I gave it to you. I gave it to you because I knew you wanted it. Like I knew you wanted it, so I gave it to you. Like, was that good? Did I play the
That was perfect. Team player? Hopefully, Opus picks up on that. Opus is like, I can't tell if this is dirty or not. I imagine Michele on that day, her voice is 10 octaves lower, and she's just like, "Make that dinner, bitch," and she's just letting you have it.
Well, she would never let me make dinner. Like, yeah,
No.
right.
I wouldn't either. Yeah. Well,
Like,
I wouldn't let Joe cook for me either. I feel like we would get.
it's not that I'm a bad cook. She won't let me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I figured the ADHD would kick in and we'd end up with like melted cheese, but then raw macaroni.
Well, no. Well, we'd be eating mac and cheese, but like that's not a real meal according to her. Like,
oh, that's totally. You know, it's funny. Tomorrow it's gonna rain in New Jersey, and I was like, you know what? We're gonna have fucking mac and cheese with ham cut in it. Homemade mac and cheese for dinner. Oh,
I love it.
I like mac and cheese with hot dogs.
Yes, that's very Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
You cook the hot dogs prior and then throw them in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's delicious. I love it.
Yeah. Put some sriracha on there.
Well, that's a little too much.
But yeah, I mean, Alex, you know what I mean though. Like when you're stream fishing, you can get a hot hand, and like.
I don't know what was happening. I was pacing. I was walking up and down everywhere, and I was just casting.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened that day.
Some days you just can't miss.
It was lucky.
It's been a hot minute since I've done stream fishing, but I specifically remember in Alaska hitting one, and we had hit like 4 pools prior and gotten like nothing. And then we were there for like 3 hours in one pool, and we caught every fucking fish in that pool. Now, it wasn't trout, but they were like some big Arctic grayling, but it was like every cast, everything like clicked. And you're right. When you leave, your head's a little higher, your chest is puffed out a little bit. Your balls
dick's 2 inches longer.
Exactly. I'm about to say your pants are a little tighter in the front because you're just walking around with the semi. Yeah. It's there's something really cool about it. It happens in bass fishing too. I think it happens in all fishing. When you go out and you have a plan and that plan actually works and you execute it and you've got a slimy aquatic thing in your boat or on the shore or in your kayak and it happens over and over, it is the best feeling ever. Like it is cool as shit. Yeah.
I mean, it's fun to get hot when you're fishing, but like for me, I mean, it seems like, I don't know. I feel like it's like more, you can tell the feeling is like more exaggerated. Maybe because like trout fishing I do for fun.
Right.
And like bass fishing is like, it's like life. So like when I get hot trout fishing, it's like, oh cool. Like I don't know, maybe I like notice it more, but yeah, it's.
I mean, bass fishing is probably like work for you. It's, I mean, not even like work, but it's like.
It's life. Like it is.
Right.
It is
yes.
a fucking lifestyle.
Very dialed into that. Very dialed into that species, into how to catch that thing, right? And trout are a fickle bitch. They are. I feel like they're either real. Trout is like prom. They're either real easy, or they're clammed up and you ain't getting nothing. Like it's one of the two, and there's never like a middle day. Like nobody ever says like, oh, I had it was okay. It's either
trout fishermen are like that too. Like they're either real awesome or they're like real clammed up bitches.
Yeah, normally they're assholes. Trout fishermen are normally assholes, especially the fly fishermen are even worse. They're the hipsters of the fishing world we do it harder for no reason just because it looks cool. I said it right there. # fuck fly fishing. Just joking. I love you guys. Keep listening.
Speaking of trout or fly anglers being bitches, Michele, tell us about your encounter with some little bitch ass a while ago.
Telling people, introducing myself as Michele.
You should.
Well, it's only one
It's
L,
French
so
Dutch.
It's not
French,
Michelle.
Dutch, Polish.
It's Michelle. It's spelled the same way.
I don't
Michele.
know. I'm from the Carolinas. If it's got one L, there's an A at the end of it. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Got it. My encounters with people on the stream. I haven't had any issues because he politely handles everything.
I'm like a little.
The video evidence says. Excuse me. Video evidence says. Hold on. Let me pull out the video evidence says that's a lie.
Michelle doesn't have to get in fights though. Like, dude, that wasn't the only altercation in the fall that I got in.
He does the barking.
Yeah. Here's the thing, right? Is like I'm a millennial, and so like I was raised, and my parents are older. Like they had me when I was 30, or when they were 30. So my parents are right. No, but I mean like so my parents
are adopted since he was 30.
No, but I mean like so like when I started going trout fishing, I was 8 and my dad was 38. Like
right.
So I got raised, and that was in the early 90s. Like, so I got raised at a time where, like, people were nicer to each other. They said hi when they walked past you on a remote wilderness stream. Like, nobody was on their phone. They were like cordial. They talked about like how's the fishing today. Like, so when I see the way people treat each other, I, in my head, still think if you don't treat people that way, you're a fucking asshole. Like, I hate it. I hate when people pass by, don't say hi. Like,
right.
You should be enjoying not being at work. Like, and let's treat everybody the way we want to be treated. And I don't know. I just, it bugs me. So, like, when people get too close to her, I do. I like Chihuahua like crazy. I don't like it, and I'm real quick, and like it's real funny because when you fish with your girlfriend and you like go out of your way, it's so easy to like get people to back off because you're like, really, you're just gonna do that to a girl? Your mom would be so proud. Like I say it every time, and like it's so funny. People are like, and they just like leave.
And then you go sit beside her and cast right beside her.
Well,
right over her line.
Like she'll tell you too. I always give.
He gives me
right.
the best spot.
I always
he goes to a spot, he fishes around. He's like, "This is the best spot. Stand."
I'm like, yeah, this
Perfect.
is the best. Like to get the best angle,
yeah.
and I always do it. And I don't know. I wanted her to be able to enjoy like the kind of fishing we do is actually even more snooty than fly fishing. So like it's difficult.
And Cara?
Oh yeah, like
your Emily Post.
Yeah, it is snooty. So like, and it's very, very, very technical. So like, I want to set her up for success so that she'll keep wanting to go, and I don't like have to feel bad when I go and she doesn't want to because I'm going anyway. So I wanted Michele to have a really good year, and like I got real barky when people would get in the way of that. Like, I don't know. She's new. She's a girl. Like, just come stare at her ass. Don't fucking get in her way. Like, like, jeepers. It just, I don't know.
Let me know next time you go fishing. I'll go look at her booty.
Yeah,
I like how he censored himself there. He said jeepers, but he's like, just fucking stare at her ass. Jeepers. Like that's where he was like, I really, what, that's happened.
That's where I drew the line.
Didn't Clint said he wanted to, when he was on our show, he wanted to censor himself saying like ass or something like that, but then he said like eat a bag of fucks. That's where he went to instead.
Yeah, he told me that. He called me.
He was like trying to be all straight-laced, and then he's like, and they can just eat a bag of fucks. And I was like, that's worse than ass. Yeah. But that's good. That's I think that's the right way to do it. You got to make sure somebody's set up for success, and sometimes you gotta protect that serenity that you want them to experience. I think there's nothing wrong with that. I think I do think bass fishermen are just as bad, right? But normally, I will say, I think for the most part, bass fishermen are less confrontational than somebody trout or sitting on a stream. There's definitely more confrontation in that fishing, I feel like, than bass fishing.
Yeah, I would say you're right as a general rule. I think bass fishermen are more predictable too, and they'll usually they'll only push the limits of like getting so close to you or like impeding your progress so much.
Right.
But everyone will push the limits, but there's a limit. Whereas some trout fishermen, they'll walk a half mile around you and others will come stand on top of you. So it's like, it's a more volatile situation. You never really know if it's going to go great or it's going to go terrible. You know,
but then also
with
just like the
bass, you get
culture
same
with
thing.
it is there's more. I feel like I like to call it like battle fishing, where like
Right.
it's just fuckers lined up. I remember fishing the Kenai in Alaska,
Yeah.
and when I showed up with my grandfather, I was like, this is not like that whole summer. We were fishing these remote little areas or these remote streams. We took an airboat out. It was fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden we go to fish the Kenai on a salmon run, and it's literally shoulder to shoulder with the fucking person next to you. And I was like, what the fuck is this? And that was just commonplace.
That's salmon fishing, because salmon fishing is meat fishing, right? It's freezer fishing.
Yep.
So like, and like there are fights all over the Great Lakes. You know, Lake Erie doesn't really have salmon, but Ontario and Michigan on either side both do. And like, I mean, I'm part of the forums in Milwaukee. I'm part of the forums in Salmon River in and Oswego up on Ontario, Burt Dam on Ontario, and like there's fights at every one of those rivers,
it's
like
crazy.
bi-weekly.
It's utterly insane.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, I don't get it.
I ain't never been trout fishing. Fuck that shit. So
but there are fist fights. I mean, because you literally do stand right this far apart, and you lift up your line, and you have to try to make a cast in between, and like you're trying to get upstream a little, and then the current's ripping, and it goes to here, and you reel it in, and then you get back to you and try to cast it, and like you're standing this close.
Yeah,
I mean,
and there's people on the other side.
White Claw Surge and watch.
I mean,
Sweet Home Alabama
for our Northeast anglers and the saltwater guys. It's like if there's a blitz on the beach with striper when everybody fucking lines up next to each other. It's the same thing, but even a smaller body of fucking water.
Yeah.
And it's I don't know how people do that. Not a big fan of it. I'd rather
The Atlantic Ocean is a little bit smaller than the creeks and streams.
No, I said the creeks and streams were smaller.
But the pods there, like you know, they don't go for miles.
Fishing. Right. Yeah, everybody's fishing one bait blitz, and it's sometimes that's even worse because you're using trebles for the most part for that shit, right? And then you're getting like locked up into somebody else's plug, and everything's like it is absolute pandemonium. And
because that's what you guys do for striper, right? Aren't you snagging bunker and then trying to get a striper to eat the bunker?
No, you would never do that. Yes. I mean, well, no, like, because you can fish a topwater plug. Striper love topwater. So you basically look for the bait ball, and then you're going to throw a plug over the top, like a popper, basically. And you're going to rip that popper over the top. And that looks like bigger
was
than
that thing, though? I swear I've heard, like,
yeah. Oh, no, you
from
definitely.
Jersey saying.
Yeah, you definitely want to get in there because if you can snag that bunker onto your plug, it's going to look even nicer because, I mean, you have this, it's real bait at that point, right?
Yeah.
What the fuck is a bunker?
It's like bait. It's the bait fish,
It's
but
like
I mean, like we're talking ocean.
Bunker?
No, a bunker
it's an
is
ocean.
the equivalent to a shad, right? But a bunker is its own species. Yeah.
Michelle, I see you got a sleeve on your left arm.
She's got on her right one too. She's got two sleeves to her hoodie.
Whoa!
I do.
You're all tatted up and stuff, huh? Are they old Romanian folklore tales that you've got tatted on your sleeve?
They are. Yes.
Can you give us a story from the elbow down?
Elbow down.
From the elbow down.
That's like the weirdest way.
It really is.
Can you give us a story
it's
from the
letters
elbow?
and geometry and a lion.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Viking too? Jeez, it's amazing.
All right, hey, we are about ready to hit. So
Look,
obviously we've done this with Joe. And
Alex has been getting antsy for about the last 10 minutes. And most people can't pick up on it, but I pick up on it really good.
We've been doing this for
moving around
202 episodes.
He
I would
hasn't
hope
drank anything in about 45 minutes. He's had that one can of whatever he's drinking in his hand that so nothing. So he's got his little thing. He keeps rolling it around in his hands, getting antsy.
Okay.
And this is when I turn into a little bit of an asshole to my co-host.
All right. So, anyways, we're gonna do the shotgun round before we get there. Joe, what was it, Michele? Do you guys have any shout outs you'd like to give? Anybody you'd like to kind of throw out there before we hit the shotgun?
Oh no, I mean, like, I feel like we've mentioned some of the most important like people in our lives, other than soak up. Like the reason we're in Oklahoma, we didn't really talk about it, is we do a lot of work for John. After John sold the Bass Tank, he started up Save More Outdoors, which is like just awesome discount tackle. I mean, if you're not looking for something like super high end, but you're a different type of customer, you're the kind who are looking for deals. Like, got BKK on sale, we have Queen Tackle on sale. We still have a lot of good stuff that's on sale, and then we have stuff that's like super discounted. So like when Lucky Strike was gonna discontinue products, we bought as much as we could. And
nice.
Like when Arc Rods discontinues rods, we buy as many as we can, just so that we can sell them to people for cheap. I mean, we end up sitting on inventory sometimes for a while because we have to buy a lot to get it so cheap. But I mean, at least we can pass those savings on. So we'll have a booth at the Classic again, which is why Michele and I are here. Dallas is only 4 hours from Tulsa. Nice. So, I mean, other than that,
inventory goes quick at a fishing show.
It does. It does. I mean, so we'll probably try to take like $150,000 worth of stuff, which in reality, retail is like $500,000 worth of stuff. But we'll have crazy deals like $1.50 soft plastic sales and stuff like that. I mean, we have some of those sales on the website right now already. I think BKK is 35% off on what we have left in inventory right now. Nice. Which, I mean, we did that episode talking about that swim bait hook, and that swim bait hook is actually on the site right now because John's like, I convinced him to just let us do it for a couple weeks. So, I mean, yeah, John, besides Cletus Panger, I mean, John's the other guy who we spend a lot of time with, so, but other than that, like, life is good.
Good. All right. Well, I think for this one, you're going to have to switch headphones because I do think the mic is working better than yours. And this is...
I told y'all this shit fucking 20 minutes ago and nobody listened to me.
No, because...
It's like I'm over here talking to the fucking refrigerator that ain't working.
Wah. He's such a whiner. It's a podcast.
Go
ahead, talk, matters. Michele. Let's make sure we can hear you.
Testing.
Okay.
What? Talk like you mean it.
Talk like I mean it.
Yeah. There you
go. All right. That'll work. Yeah. All right. It's time.
It's time. Boys and girls, let's see how far down the rabbit hole we can go today. Woo! It only takes one.
All right.
Alex just cut her off in the middle of her talking.
I didn't mean to.
Hey, slow your roll down.
Stop.
Munchkin.
You chill.
Micro wrestler.
Hey, Joe, that's cool, right? We got an intro to Shotgun Round. When you did it, there was just no intro. Yeah, we added one in there. All right.
Pretty dope.
Michele, here's how this is going to work.
She's talking again, and you're talking over her.
All right,
What'd you
Michele.
say, Michele?
I'm getting nervous. I don't know what this is.
Oh, you're going to find out. This is going to be glorious. Listen to Alex.
All right.
Let me know when I can talk, Paul.
2, 3, go.
Sweet. This is the Shotgun Round. We're going to ask you a rapid-fire set of questions. We just need you to answer the question. We don't need an explanation unless we ask for it. What we do ask is that you actually answer the question. None of this bullshit of like, it could go either way. You got to be definitive on it. And not to add more nerves to it, but the Brewskis, as we like to call them, the fans of the Bass and Brews show, are a very loving bunch. But if there's anything that's going to piss them off more, it's going to be your answers to these questions. Excellent. Are you ready for the Shotgun Round?
I just heard this go.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Take it out.
That's what she said.
Here. Hold on. Wait a second. Headphones just died.
All right.
Headphones died.
You're good. You sound wonderful.
Hold on real quick. There we go. I reduced background noise. That might work. All right. Michele, you ready?
Ready.
All right. Is it Crocs or flops?
Crocs.
All right. I like it. Are you going to spend more on a rod or a reel?
Real.
Perfect answer. She's like, I don't spend shit. I just use Joe's stuff.
Joe shit.
You're on the way. Excuse me. You're on the way to the water for a day of fishing. Is it hype music or is it slow jams?
Hype music.
And what does that mean to you? We kind of already talked about it a little bit. Well, what's the go-to hyped up to get on the water song?
It's gonna be the Jock Jams that constantly plays on Joe's playlist.
Oh, holy shit!
Oh yeah, it's the most
inside story.
I love it.
Like,
I love
it. Jock Jams comes on a lot.
I love it.
The East Side Story.
No, Jock Jams.
Yeah.
Yeah. Paul's
Remember
confused.
the CDs when we were kids?
I totally remember that. I remember the little infomercial they'd play. Yep. Perfect. That's a lot better than It's a lot better than Brooks and Dunn, because that was an answer. You're gonna go fishing for 5 hours. Would you rather catch 5 2-pound fish or 1 7-pound fish?
How are you still fucking this
5
question
2-pound
up?
fish.
5 2-pound fish. You're there for the rod bend.
Yep.
All right. Just like Joe is. Yep. He's there to bend the rod. All right, we got some food related.
Excellent.
Because Paul's a big fat ass and he loves food. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Whoa, she answered that very quickly and decisively.
I love it.
Ooh. I will eat if it's
good.
free, but I ain't ever ordering no fucking
No, it's
free
so good. So
on my
good.
pizza.
Sweet and
y'all-
salty.
Y'all want to know something funny?
Nope.
There would be no tomato sauce on pizza
Oh
for
my
South
God.
America.
Thank you, Bolivia. Hashtag Bolivia strong. Do you eat largemouth bass?
I have.
You have?
I have.
Did Joe cook it for you?
No, I mean
I don't eat my friends.
I was you're a kid. You eat what you catch.
Yeah.
So, what we need a video of is y'all going fishing and you catching some largemouth and bringing them home and making Joe clean them.
Oh, I probably won't do it now.
Oh, do it now. No, definitely do it now, and then film it as Joe's crying the whole time as you're frying up an 8-pounder.
I'll eat spotted bass with Cletus,
that's what he said,
down
too.
south they're like invasive and it's cool, but no, I don't eat my
true
friends up here at
largemouth.
home.
True fucking largemouth.
Yes.
Lay that big beautiful baby up.
Yeah, they got to be
fried.
over 6 pounds.
No.
I don't think I've ever eaten one over 6 pounds.
They got.
Have you ever caught one over 6 pounds?
No.
Just
you
trout.
obviously.
Just trout. Michelle's probably got like an 11 or 12 pound steelhead.
Oh, that's gnarly. That's fun. That's super
Michelle
fun. I
can't
love
bass
stuff.
fish. I can't bass
Dude,
fish.
Michelle can't cast a 7-foot spinning
you
rod,
should
but she
see
can
me
cast a
cast a spinning
13-foot freaking.
I forget to let go and it like swings
All the
around.
time, dude. Like,
It, like,
she'll
hits you in the
cast
face.
it. I'm like, she goes, whoops, didn't let go. I'm like, oh my God.
How many dings and donks do you have on the motor from her smacking it when she's sidearming?
Just like the power poles. Usually they've managed to keep the mercury safe. The power poles are guarding it.
Goes a couple times.
Well, I will say this. I believe that Joe's holding you back from learning how to bass fish because he doesn't want you to then
doesn't want to get
outfish him
beat.
in the one thing that he loves.
Well, like the thing
Besides
is
you,
like
Michelle.
that's why we trout fish, because like I'm a jerk in the boat when we're bass fishing. Like Michelle knows, don't talk to me for the first hour.
He
Like,
won't let me fish until he catches a fish.
like
Fuck that, Joe.
well, it's not that I won't let her
that.
fish, but I'm like, don't ask me fucking questions.
No, Michelle.
Like-
if he will not let you fish until
It's
he
not
catches a
that-
fish,
it's not that
no, then you need to start driving the boat, Michelle. If
She
he
won't
ain't gonna
drive the
let
boat
you
either.
fish,
I'm too afraid to drive the boat.
no, you drive that fucking boat like you stole it. You hear me?
Drive it like you stole it.
You drive it. You
Dude, she
If
like
he's
had
got
a
a hot
nervous
foot, you
breakdown the
push
one
that
day I
shit
tried to get her
down.
to drive it. She was like ready to like cry, and I'm like, just drive it.
What if
Like, I'm trying to fly the drone, and I'm like, just can you just go in a straight line? Like
he's like, Jeepers,
I'm trying to
Jeepers, can you drive the boat, Jeepers?
There was nobody on the lake either.
Well,
Like,
there was
nobody.
It's 150 feet deep. She's like, I'm gonna hit something. I'm like, what? There's like the shore's a mile on each side of us, and it's 150 feet deep.
Listen,
She's
she
like,
knows her limits. She knows her limits.
Michele, one day Joe's going to have a medical emergency, and you're going to have to drive his ass to the boat ramp. You're going to have to back the trailer down. You're going to have to load the boat up. You're going to have to carry Joe and put him in the seat and drive him to the emergency room.
That's fine.
All right. Speaking of food, Michele, you do you eat beaver?
Whoa, that's not the question yet, but go ahead. Have you ever eaten beaver?
No.
Okay.
You're from Pennsylvania? Y'all got great beaver in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Who eats beaver? You've had beaver? I feel like I'm missing something here.
Hold on, everybody. Let's give it a minute. Michele, think about it. All three of us said that we've eaten beaver. There it is. Got her. Right. Took her a minute there. All right.
But that's not the question. I mean, we're talking about real beaver. It ends up turning into a dirty joke. But yeah, beaver's delicious. You ever eat pulled pork?
Yeah.
It's like pulled pork, except a little bit darker, a little bit tougher.
There's not a chance that it's just a little bit darker, a little bit tougher.
No chance at all.
It is.
All right, Paul, I want to eat a beaver with you. Me and you together, eating a beaver together.
Yeah. I don't know if those kind of parlors are still open.
Man, it's like, what'd you do when you went to North Carolina with Paul? Oh, we munched on some beaver together.
Paul called us a beaver, and we cooked it up, made it.
She's like, how'd it taste? Like, man, Sheila was worked. Anyways, did I get through them all, Paul, before the last one? Yeah, I think so. All right.
No, there's one more we're missing, but I can't think of it because you fuck it all up all the time.
Perfect. All right, Michele, this is the most important question. Every great angler loves a good sandwich. What are your top 3 sandwich proteins?
Nothing. Okay.
Shut, bitch. This ain't your question. I wasn't calling you a bitch, Michele.
That I make or that I will eat.
That you want to eat. Your top 3
fishing,
sandwich.
Yeah. You're going fishing and you're making 3 sandwiches to eat.
If I'm going fishing.
Yep.
That I will eat. Jesus.
What was Bailey's answer?
We'll talk about that when she's done. Let her answer the question, Joe. God, fuck, man.
Turkey.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Salami.
Oh,
it's got to be one.
Beaver.
And beaver.
Okay.
Hell yes.
Yeah.
I love it.
Hey, Joe, Bailey's with spinach.
Spinach. Yeah, that's what he tried to say, right?
Yeah.
No, he didn't try to say it.
He said
spinach. And
no,
then,
but he was real
defending it.
Defensive about it. Like, what a putt.
And then Zeshe from Dark Horse beat him, though. He said black beans. Like a fucking black bean sandwich. Like bread, a can of fucking beans, and then bread.
Well, that's what we said. I don't think that's what he meant. But, hey, what's funny is when Alex first started this podcast, he tried some of the kind of off-the-wall sandwiches people would say. He would go make the sandwich and
should make that black bean one.
And what was
liverwurst? Liverwurst is the one that I did.
Liverwurst.
Yes,
oh,
I love it.
I love liverwurst.
I love it.
Oh, it's fucking disgusting.
On a toasted English muffin.
Oh, now she's bougie.
You get the crunch and the smoothness of the liverwurst.
See, I like liverwurst. I like liver mush. I like any of the pudding, the emulsified meats with cornmeal in them, or any bologna type meat, or any.
Leave it to the fat guy to say emulsified
I love that shit.
meats.
But see,
I want emulsified bologna
yes. Look, I love that shit. But unlike you, I'm not as cultured as you are, Michele.
No.
I like mine on some fresh, soft white bread.
Yeah,
with
Wonder
mustard.
Yeah, that was the liverwurst sandwich I had. Was just, it was literally bread, mustard, cheese, liverwurst, mustard, bread was the whole sandwich, and it was atrocious. And that came from a trout guy, came from a fly fisherman. So, but I should come back because remember,
you're doing it wrong. It just has to be. It has to be a texture balance.
Yes, crispy and soft.
Yes.
Remember when Real Northern Bassin said ham salad? We should try that one, Paul.
No,
ham
salad.
Sean
would say that. Oh,
devil ham salad.
What a liberal. Oh, gosh.
Look,
New Hampshire liberal.
Ham salad's so gross.
Canned meat's delicious. People are just too big of bitches to eat it.
Well, on that great note, it's been great having you guys on. Thank you so much. Make sure to go follow them on the socials.
Hey, don't
you guys
anywhere.
hang out for a minute. To all you guys out there, thank you for listening. Hopefully you have the week that you deserve. That means don't be an asshole to each other. If you guys hang out for like 2 more minutes, guess what? Joe's about ready to propose.